This conference will now be recorded.
Buongiorno a tutti. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the webinar on All Roads Lead to Rome Fall Program in Rome. Before getting started, I just want to briefly introduce myself. My name is Francesco Gagliardi. I am an Italian native and I live in Italy at the moment, but I travel to the United States multiple times a year to meet with students like you and advise on study abroad programs. For over 25 years, Accent has partnered with US schools to design and support study abroad programs that are based in our European study centers. At the moment, we have 5: Rome, Florence, Madrid, Paris, and London. Each year, we collaborate with more than 70 US colleges and universities on many study abroad programs, and we have currently partnered with University of California for 20 years. So today's webinar will be essentially presented in 6 different sections. I will give you some brief information about the eligibility and the requirements to apply for this program. Then I will talk about the program academics, then housing, a little bit about the study center in Rome, and then the extracurricular activities. And the very end will be an estimate of the overall costs of the program. Before we dive into the actual presentation, I would like to show you a video. It's a very brief video that gives you a hint of what your experience might look like. If you cannot view it very well because of your connection, if you go on YouTube and you search for Accent Study Abroad webinars, you will find all the videos. So enjoy this one and kind of trust me because I think it will get you excited. Enjoy.
Being here on campus and these on-site lectures, it's placing what you learn in the real world, and it's really incredible. I can not only take what I learned in the classroom at home, but what I learned here to the kitchen. I've always wanted to live in a homestay. It gives me an opportunity to be a part of a family. I feel like I've really learned so much about myself.
I hope you liked it, and I hope that in some way you can already imagine yourself in Rome. Now, I will start talking about the eligibility and program requirements. As you see, in order to be eligible for the program, you will have to be a registered UC student in a good academic standing without being on probation or any other disciplinary status. The minimum GPA for this program is 2.5. I would also like to remind you that there is no language requirement for this program. So if you haven't taken Italian before, that is not going to be a problem. The next slide is actually about the specifics of the academics. You will have to enroll in a minimum of 4 to a maximum of 5 courses for a total of, for semester students, a minimum of 14.3 to a maximum of 18 semester units, or for quarter students, for a minimum of 21.5 to a maximum of 27 quarter units. You will have to take 1 lower division intensive language class, which starts the first week and goes on for 3, and 1 more lower division extensive Italian class, which will last for the rest of the semester. Plus, you will have to take 2 or 3 upper division courses that you can choose from the list that you can see on your right. We have 5 different courses at the moment. Bear in mind that every term the offering may slightly change. So as of right now, the courses offered are Ancient Roman Civilization, Bernini and Borromini and the Making of Baroque, Sociology of Rome, Social Psychology and the Acculturation of Migrants, and Women in Art. Now we will talk about housing. Now the next couple of slides are about the apartments and how which options you can choose from if you decide to study in Rome. So these are the three options. The first one is the student residence, which features apartments with a minimum of 3 to a maximum of 8 students. Then we have shared apartments that have a minimum of 4 to a maximum of 6 students. And the very last but not the least is the option for homestays. Now, the homestay, unlike the other two options, has a meal plan. So it includes dinner Monday through Thursday and breakfast every day. Now I'm going to show you a few pictures of the apartments. Obviously, these are going to be examples of what the apartment might look like. It's just to give you a general sense. It doesn't mean you'll get this specific apartment, obviously. But these are the examples for the student residence. Room, kitchen, bathroom, another picture of the room. Then we have shared apartments. That's a living room, a bedroom, another living room. And these are pictures from our former students with their homestays. Okay, now I'll briefly give you some information about the Rome Study Center. You see the building in the picture, that is it. The name of the actual building is Palazzo del Banco di Santo Spirito, and it was built exactly in 1601. It used to be the Vatican Bank until the early 1920s, when the Vatican became an independent country. The center has 6 classrooms, has a computer lab, and of course it's covered by Wi-Fi everywhere. It's got a student lounge, it's got a University of California library, which you can use and check books out, and an instructional kitchen. That's another picture of the building. Now we'll talk about your time outside of the classroom. I'm going to show you 2 examples of activities that are offered in Rome. They're usually free or at a very low cost. The first example that I want to mention is the cooking class, which will happen in the instructional kitchen that I talked to you about earlier. These are 3 pictures from our very last cooking class. All cooking classes will be led by a professional chef with a lot of experience. And the second one is the gelato and tiramisu crawl. These are pictures from the past year. On the right, students on the Spanish steps eating their tiramisu, and on the left, you'll see students taking a break from the crawl to actually try the gelato. Now, before we get to the very last section of the webinar, I want to make sure that you are aware of, the support you will have in Rome, which may be one of the first questions that your parents ask when you, tell them that you're interested in studying abroad. In case, for example, you feel sick, you can contact a doctor from Band in Action, which is a company that we work with. They are English-speaking doctors, and they offer house call service 24/7. They also offer same-day appointments, and they will see you either at home or at school. For this service, there is a flat fee of €50 that you will be able to get reimbursed through your program health insurance. Another important resource is a service called Mondo Equilibrio, which is a toll-free counseling helpline that can be called from all Italian phones. You can also chat for free with a psychologist or a psychiatrist, and if you need one, you can also book a face-to-face appointment. I do think that these 2 resources are very important overall because they will make you, in a way, aware that you will be taken care of, even if it's a country far away from home. Now, we will now end the webinar with some information about the cost of the program. See, in the slide, you'll see that there are 2 main categories of costs. So the total amount has been broken down in 2. The first one is the UCEAP fees, and these are basically expenses that UCEAP will handle on your behalf to cover different fixed costs. For example, the UC tuition and optional and extracurricular activities in Rome. And one thing that I want to mention about this is that this UCEAP fee does not include tuition for out-of-state students or campus fees. The second category of cost, that is the personal expenses, and it's an estimate that UCEAP has put together for you. The estimated total, therefore, will be about $19,800. Now, I know that for many of you, this is a huge cost. That's why I want to mention that each single campus has a financial aid office within the study abroad office that deals with, helping students financially. Many of you may or may not be eligible. The only way to know and to find out is to actually walk into the study abroad office on campus. I also included all the links to each study abroad office, financial aid office in the slide right here. So this was pretty much it for this webinar. I really hope that you want to apply. If you do, visit your campus study abroad office and start your application online on the UCEAP website. And thank you very much. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions about the program. You can email me at webinars@axenintl.com. Thank you very, very much. Have a great day. Arrivederci.